Trying to get a view of these wonderful horses ahead of the Gold Cup. And this giant congregation here at what is jump racing's cathedral. You can feel the anticipation. 12 runners going for Gold Cup glory. The stewards are having a look what happened in the Albert Bartlett. As we thought, nothing will affect the placings, however. And now it'll be all eyes on the biggest race in jump racing, and that is a spectacular sight, and we have sunshine to boot as well. So the horses are in the ring. What about the gladiators and the players? Ollie Bell.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, it is time now for the very first time to present to you the 12 riders who are hoping to raise the most prestigious prize in national hunt racing, the Magners Cheltenham Gold Cup. And first up, I'm delighted to introduce to you, riding last year's third Bristol de Mai, is Daryl Jacob. Next up, the man riding number 3, Chris's Dream, was victorious in the Arkle on Tuesday. It's Aidan Coleman. Number 4 is the dual King George winner and 5th in this last year, Clanders Oboe, and he will be ridden by Harry Cobden. Next up is the Irish Gold Cup winner, Delta Work, who will be ridden by Mark Walsh. This man's father, John Joe O'Neill, famously won the Gold Cup on Dawn Run. This young man is having his first ride in the Gold Cup on Elegant Escape. It's John Joe O'Neill Jr. Willie Mullins has 3 runners in this year's race. Number 7, Kemboy, will be ridden by his son, the amateur jockey Patrick Mullins. Robbie Power won this race on Sizing John in 2017. Today, he is hoping for more glory on Lost in Translation. Riding Monolly and having her first ride in the Gold Cup, please put your hands together for Rachel Blackmore. Up next, a hugely popular rider, on board presenting Percy, it's Davy Russell. Riding number 11, Real Steel, is the man leading the way in the Jockeys' Championship. It's Brian Hughes. Number 12 on the race card is a jockey looking for his second Cheltenham Gold Cup, following victory on board Conigry. Riding Santini is Nico de Bonville. And finally, the defending champion, who will make his way out of the weighing room with the trophy. Please put your hands together for Paul Townend and Al Boom Photo. My lords, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for all 12 riders in this year's Magners Cheltenham Gold Cup.
So Paul relinquishes that famous trophy, but for how long? Let's get details of the runners and riders ahead of the Magners Gold Cup with the horses in the paddock in just a moment. Before that, let's nip down to Alice.
Well, let's have a look at Bristol de Mai. He's coming back here again, twice a winner of the Betfair Chase. Sparky here, how is he?
Yeah, he seems good. Oh, on his toes a bit by all that.
Would you like to have seen a bit more rain?
No, not at all, not at all. We're happy.
Good luck.
Jockeys mounting up. Aidan Coleman's just gone on Chris's Dream here. I think he's actually heading out. He's going to have to improve here to feature. But what about this guy? This is the defending champion. It's Album Photo. He's had a light preparation coming into this, as he did last year. Willie Mullins has won every race on the card so far. Paul Townend, his jockey. I've heard he's even got his lucky knickers on today.
Clan de Zobo has just left the paddock. Here's Ken Boy, another one for Willie Mullins. He's tiny, isn't he? A little pint-sized chap. He runs in this rubber bit, which a lot of horses don't, but he's got a very sensitive mouth. I'm sure Ruby will tell us a little bit later on about that, but you can't touch his mouth, otherwise his jumping goes to pieces.
These really are the creme de la creme of the national hunt. Well, Bristol de Mai is a stunning individual. Look at the size of him, and he's super consistent as well. He's a full-time Grade 1 winner, real Haydock specialist. He was third in the Gold Cup last year.
So here's Rachel Blackmore. She's just getting the leg up. Monalee's been very, very edgy here in the paddock. You can see he's been doing his Spanish steps. He looks on great terms with himself, though. And here behind him, you've got to have a look at Lost in Translation. Robbie Power's got the leg up on him. Those famous colours that have been seen. And that great story that we'll hear about a little bit more. The Taylors who lost their little boy. Those are the colours of the Minions.
Coleman's just gone on.
Yeah, he was 3 years old. For the Taylors, it was a real tragedy, and they had this dream of having a runner in the Gold Cup, and let's hope that Lost in Translation can put some sunshine into their lives in the colours, as Al says, of the Minions. That was their boy's favourite movie. Here is the parade ahead of the Gold Cup, and this is Santini, horse number 12, third in an Albert Bartlett, second in an RSA. Nico de Bourneville rides for Nicky Henderson, who's won this twice. Next in line is Chris's Dream. Aidan Coleman, after the disappointment of Paisley Park yesterday, who had a fibrillating heart, riding for Henry de Bromhead, who's had a great week. Number 10 is the Potemps Hero of 2017, presenting Percy. For owner Philip Reynolds, Pat Kelly the trainer, Davy Russell on board. Clan de Zobo, the dual King George winner, win a Gold Cup for Messrs Barber, Mason and Sir Alex Ferguson. Paul Nicholls has won 4 Gold Cups. Harry Cobden looking for his first. The grey is Bristol de Mai, third last year for Darryl Jacob and Nigel Twiston Davis, a 20-1 chance. Willie Mullins is on a roll. Real steel in the Sullivan colours. Brian Hughes leading the race to be champion jockey takes the ride. The Jigginstown colours, carried by Delta Work. Also a Potemps winner, was third in the RSA. Mark Walsh rides for the bang-in form, Gordon Elliott. This is Monalee, Rachel Blackmore for Henry de Bromhead in Barry Maloney's colours. Those are the colours of the Minions I was talking about. Good luck to Mr. Taylor and Mr. O'Dwyer. Robbie Power for trainer Colin Tizard, who won this a couple of years ago with Native River. He also has Elegant Escape at 66-1. And the defending champion, Album Photo. He'll be the first to win back-to-back Gold Cups since Best Mate in 2004. Look out for the yellow and black. Those are the colours of Kemboy. Also for Willie Mullins, Patrick, his son, on board. And we know you'll have read about the ownership issues with the syndicate earlier in the season. Now in the colours of Kemboy, Brett Graham and the Ken Sharp syndicate. Well done for putting that together to rescue what was a difficult situation earlier in the season. There is Album Photo going to post at 100-30. A confidence levels high, Ruby.
It'll have to be, and even in the jockey Paul Townend, just having 2 winners today and getting back up close home to win a Monkfish. You couldn't be in any better shape going out AP, could you?
No, I don't think so. Look, his just stats are a little bit against him. Only 2 horses in the last 50 years. Best Mate and Lescargo have won this, but we'll see what Luke thinks.
Oh, he's getting some great shots out. Presenting Percy just coming up. Santini just in the background there. Here comes Daryl Jacob, Bristol de Mai. He's loving it, isn't he, Daryl?
Yeah, he's older now. He's getting a lot more relaxed now.
Much more sensible. There we can just see, just coming up here. There's Delta Work. Here's young John Joe's first ride in the race. Good luck, John Joe. Sit tight. Here's last year's winner, Album Photo. Look at him looking up at the stands. Look at his ears, the way he looks at the crowd. It's quite intimidating for us, you know, down here. It sounds crazy, though, where you guys up there in the stands. Down here, it's so quiet, you can just hear that noise right in the background. Let's get some latest betting.
Such a wide open betting heat. Album Photo will go off favourite, and you can bet him in the betting ring at 7-2, generally 100-30-3. Delta Work at 9-2 and 5-1 solid. Santini at 5 and 11-2 solid, and Clandes Obo solid at 6.5 and 7. They're all being supported for favourites in the last 11 years. They include Corto Star with our very own Ruby Walsh, Long Run Bobsworth and Don Cossack. Album Photo will start favourite for the Magnus Cheltenham Gold Cup, but a whole host of them being hammered in the betting ring.
No one knows Clandes Obo better than Scott, who joins me now. You ride him every day. He's a credit to you here. How is he?
Yeah, he's in top form. He's had an ideal preparation, even better than last year. So, you know, we're probably even more confident than we were last year.
What is the concern?
Like obviously the trip. But last year the ground was a little bit on the slow side. Hopefully it's dried out enough. Then different tactics today. He can, you know, stay up the hill a bit better.
Good luck.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you.
No talking now amongst those jockeys. AP, game heads on.
Definitely, but there, you know, one lad watching here, Jack Kennedy, who's won in Delta Work the last couple of times, will be finding this a hard watch. He's here on crutches, you know.
Yeah, best wishes to him watching on Jack Kennedy. Tactics, Ruby. When Native River was in this race before he came out injured, it looked obvious he'd go off in front. What now?
It did, and even my bike last year, Native River made it end to end, but Ken Boy, Santini, Bristol de Mai, they'll be up there. I just can't see them going as hard as they went last year, and it mightn't be as end to end.
Excited about this, Bruff? Here we go.
Here we go. It was much colder in 64 when Arkham beat Millhouse, but this is a lovely day and a great occasion.
Enjoy it, everyone at home as well. In the glorious sunshine, we're set for the Magnus Gold Cup in the company of your big race commentator. That is Richard Hoyles.
Thanks, Ed. Been troubled times for plenty. Just settle back and enjoy one of the great moments in sport for the Magnus Cheltenham Gold Cup. 3.25 miles. Album Photo bidding to retain his crown. His favourite as they jump away. Stands, and Ken Boy is one of the first to show in company with Santini on the run down towards the first. Elegant Escape and Mona Lee not too far away in the very early stages. Lost in Translation moving up the inside. Album Photo is towards the outside as they arrive at the first of the 22 fences. Santini got jostled there. Grey colours just pushed along for a stride or two as Elegant Escape improved on his outside as they head on towards the second. So Ken Boy, Elegant Escape and Bristol de Mai. Santini ridden into it, rather skied it. Mona Lee, a bad mistake there by Delta Work. Delta Work was down on one knee momentarily there, and Mark Walsh did pretty well. At this stage it probably won't cost him too much, and he's towards the back with Real Steel as they move away from the stand. So Elegant Escape it is who leads. From in second place Bristol de Mai, the grey. Ken Boy's on the running rail. Santini, you can see the cheek pieces which he wears hasn't exactly got him travelling. His rider Lico de Boinville humouring him along. He's still there in third place with Album Photo tracking Mona Lee a little wider. Clandes Obo in the two-tone green, and without a Native River in the field, the pace in this year's Gold Cup is steadier. Lost in Translation presenting Percy as they reach another plain one. Elegant Escape a bit skew whiff over it. They're all safely over the fence with Delta Work and Real Steel as the runners make their journey down towards the water jump for the first time. So out in the lead, Elegant Escape and Bristol de Mai on the outside. Gray will pick up narrowly in front. Mona Lee with Santini, Ken Boy and Lost in Translation. Album Photo on the outside of Clandes Obo. Presenting Percy Chris's Dream. At the back of the field include Delta Work and Real Steel. This is the first of the open ditches. They've all taken it perfectly well. And out in the lead, Bristol de Mai with Elegant Escape. Santini towards another plain one with Mona Lee towards the outside. outside. Just behind these is Kemboy with Lost in Translation as they step over that with Alboom Photo. Clandis Obo comes next on the inside of Chris's Dream, with Presenting Percy held up in the green colours as they make the turn towards another open ditch, and at the back Delta Work and Real Steel. So Bristol de May on the outside of Elegant Escape as they reach the open ditch. Mona Lee jumps up really well, come and join the leaders temporarily, just reined back between fences by Rachel Blackmore. Santini Lost in Translation, Alboom Photo getting a nice sight of his fences on this strip of ground which was opened up, hasn't been used since 12 months ago. 3 horse wide, they're all on it at the moment, perfect jumping conditions as they now begin to turn downhill. Bristol de May on the outside of Elegant Escape. Mona Lee is third, Lost in Translation with Santini in the grey colours. Alboom Photo in the checks of blue and yellow with Clandis Obo, two-tone green with the sheepskin noseband on the inside of Chris's Dream as they reach the fence at the top of the hill. Presenting Percy still towards the back with Delta Work, and last of all is Real Steel. So now they run downhill towards the fence, and the circuit's time will be 3 from the finish. Bristol de May getting into a nice rhythm for Darryl Jacob. On the outside of Elegant Escape, John Joe O'Neill Jr., his first Gold Cup, a share of the lead at this stage. Behind these, Santini, Mona Lee towards the outside for Rachel Blackmore. Jumps up really well, travelling plenty of exuberance. Then Santini Lost in Translation, Alboom Photo still in midfield with Clandis Obo. Kemboy has lost his position slightly in the blue and yellow colours, jumped off prominently and is now towards the inside of the field, 2/3 of the way back through them, with Presenting Percy, Delta Work, Chris's Dream, and last of all is Real Steel. So they turn up the home straight, they've got a circuit under their belts, and they've been led by Bristol de May and Elegant Escape. Mona Lee is in third place, Santini is in fourth, racing on the outside of Lost in Translation as they reach the first up the home straight. Alboom Photo pops over that from in seventh place on the inside, Clandis Obo, then Chris's Dream. Kemboy comes next with Delta Work, Presenting Percy and Real Steel, but all of them still travel well within themselves. In the circuit's time, this will be the last. Bristol de May, Elegant Escape, Mona Lee, Lost in Translation. Santini still rather in snatches as they turn away. The crowd roar them on. Alboom Photo in sixth with Clandis Obo. They turn away on their final circuit in the Magnus Cheltenham Gold Cup.
I'd say the only one who's probably not happy is maybe Patrick Mullins in the blue towards the back. He popped out happy in or handy and it's drifted right back, but everyone else will be fairly happy, AP.
Yeah, no real alarms. I think the dream's still alive for all of them at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's right. None of the riders working particularly hard at the moment. Elegant Escape, Bristol de May, Mona Lee between horses in the maroon and yellow colours as they reach the first plain fence away from the stands. Lost in Translation, Alboom Photo not great there on the outside of Santini. Clandis Obo comes next with Kemboy. Then Delta Work, Real Steel and Presenting Percy is last of all as we head towards the water jump. The pot beginning to boil as Mona Lee has taken it up for the first time over the water. From Bristol de May, Elegant Escape is pushed along. The pace is increasing. Santini is now travelling better in fourth place with Lost in Translation as they head towards an open ditch. Alboom Photo 3 wide towards the outside. Takes that with Clandis Obo. Kemboy a bit scrappy. Beginning to work into it. Delta Work in the maroon and white colours as they make their journey then towards another plain one. 7 to take in the Gold Cup. Mona Lee and Bristol de May are over in the lead. A mistake again by Delta Work just as he was improving, and that knocks him back in the field. But as you can see, they're tightly bunched as they race towards the last ditch, 6 from the finish. Mona Lee, the grey Bristol de May, then Elegant Escape. Santini rousted it along. Alboom Photo jumps up really well there, makes a lot of ground very swiftly. His rider doesn't want to press on just yet. Lost in Translation. To Delta Works' credit, he's again got back into the race with Chris's Dream. Clandis Obo, then Real Steel. Kemboy continues to lose his place, 4 wide for the lead, and Alboom Photo, courtesy of 2 big leaps, has put himself right in the picture as they run downhill towards the 4th last in the Gold Cup. Santini moves on for the first time for Nico de Boinville. Alboom Photo, Lost in Translation, moves out into 3rd place as they take 4 from the finish, and the field is still well bunched. Mona Lee under pressure. Delta Work, Bristol de May down the outside. Chris's Dream trying to creep into it as well. Presenting Percy picking his way through the field, and with 3 fences to go in the Gold Cup, there are plenty who still harbour hopes of success. Down towards the 3rd last, Alboom Photo on the outside of Santini. Lost in Translation in 3rd place. Then Delta Work pushed along in 4th with Mona Lee. Real Steel on the outside in the red colours for Brian Hughes is making giant strides around the outside as well. Then Clandis Obo is pushed along. Santini, Alboom Photo in a busy Gold Cup finish. Lost in Translation makes his claim as well. Real Steel from the back of the field, then Mona Lee and Delta Work. Alboom Photo and Lost in Translation towards the 2nd last in the Gold Cup with Real Steel on the outside. Santini tries to rally. Presenting Percy came down at the last. Alboom Photo, Lost in Translation. Santini between them. Real Steel, Mona Lee fighting on. The last in the Gold Cup. Alboom Photo looking to retain his crown.
race. In third is Santini. Album Photo digging in. Santini standing on the outside. Album Photo has the lead. Santini is coming and coming fast. Album Photo hanging on. Album Photo. Back-to-back Gold Cups for Paul Town and Willie Mullins and Mrs. Donnelly. Santini came close, but I think it's gone down by about a head. Lost in translation, ran a cracker, but was seen off by Album Photo. Presenting Percy is up okay at the last. Wow, it was getting desperate late on. Album Photo probably got there sooner than his rider would have liked, but he's been called the winner. Confirmation for Paul Townend, who didn't appear sure when they crossed the line. The jumps 4 out and 3 out put him right in there, and Santini, with something to aim at, began to claw back the deficit, but Album Photo will join the rare group of horses that have won back-to-back Gold Cups. Saw off Santini by a neck. In third, Lost in Translation. Lee kept on really well in fourth. In fifth place, Delta Work. Real Steel flattered to deceive eventually, but came there with a real chance. Lots of them had chances going to the last, but it was Album Photo continues what's been a fantastic day for Paul Townend and for Willie Mullins, and this is the biggest prize of all.
Disbelief for Paul Townend, the first to win back-to-back Gold Cups since best mate in 2004. Ruby.
He was brilliant on him, mate. Jump at the fourth last really got him into a fifth last even, got him up into a good position. Then the fourth last got close to 2 out, and on he goes over onto the rail, squipping his right hand down to the last, good and committed. Lost in Translation in the yellow with the black stripe. Robbie Power must have thought he was going to have a winner. Great jump at the last from Album Photo. Santini just lacked a bit of tactical speed, and he's coming at him late, but Paul Townend got himself in the right position, and he delivered in the biggest race.
Yeah, it was a tactically brilliant ride, because they didn't actually go that fast, and Paul knew that, and from coming down the hill he got in a position where he was at every chance of winning. It was a brilliant tactical ride, as Ruby said. Santini was a little bit, just lacked a little bit of tactical speed, but this was a top class ride under that pressure going out to try and win back-to-back Gold Cups. Willie Mullins had been so close for years, and now he's won 2 in a row with the same horse. Amazing training performance.
6 seconds and then back-to-back Gold Cups for Mullins in the colours of the Donnellys, who started this meeting with Shishkin. Now they've won the Gold Cup again, and as we watch the finish, I'm delighted to say that Presenting Percy is up and okay, and this is Paul Townend in full flow. He is now the Ruby Walsh champion jockey of Cheltenham 2020. We talked about him coming out of Ruby's shadow.
That's
history. Not a bad way to do it.
He's not in my shadow. He is a champion jockey, and he's won in Cheltenham. He has delivered.
Well said. Lost in Translation has run a screamer in the Minions colours, and for Santini AP, a great performance. Yeah, but did they go quick enough for him?
Possibly not. They all looked like there was too many chances coming down the hill. You normally see in a Gold Cup they go much stronger gallop early on, but we didn't have River Elegant to skiff. Probably wasn't able to go any quicker. There was so many horses with a chance coming down the hill in the Gold Cup. That very rarely happens like that.
Paul Roach is the man with the Magnus sash who looks after Album Photo, Mick.
Well, Paul Townend has done something Ruby Walsh couldn't do. Back-to-back Gold Cups.
Amazing, Mick. I tell you, I'd want some boot in the rear end if I was after being in front that early. Got beat by Santini, though.
But what is that buzz like?
I thought I'd never feel anything like the feeling I had here last year. I think it's even better.
Really?
I do, yeah. It's all about this. It's all about this lad. And that man in his head rides him every morning at home. And he gives out when I take him for the cameras coming in, so fair play to him.
But it's very special to ride a horse of this quality, and to win 2 Gold Cups like that, it must be something very special.
Unreal. Do you know, it's a credit to Willie, like. Coached for more 2 years in a row and come here 1 run. Man's a genius.
You were in the hot seat, and I think it's fairly safe to say you've delivered. You're just about to make one of the greatest walks of all down there in front of that crowd. Enjoy every minute.
I will, Mick. Don't worry about that.
Willie Mullins, you must be immensely proud. Many congratulations.
Fantastic. Absolutely unbelievable day. That man there on the screen, Paul Townend, you know, he was under, well, people said he was under pressure. Paul does his own thing. He probably rides better under a little bit of pressure. So really, really good for him, you know.
Tuesday seems a long time away now.
It does, but I still remember Tuesday and going home Tuesday evening, and you know, but delighted for Paul. I mean, it's very hard to take over from someone like Ruby Watts. And Paul has come and stamped his authority on his season in Ireland, on his riding for our yard. So really, really delighted for him.
And of course, he really grabbed the Gold Cup by the scruff of the neck very early on.
He did. You know, I was delighted. I left him alone. I asked him what he was going to do. He sort of said what he was going to do. But I think the horse was just wanted a bit more of the action than Paul did. And he didn't disappoint the horse. He let the horse do it. And that's a rider riding with huge confidence. And it worked out, you know. So really happy and delighted for Paul that he's able to...
A great Gold Cup, a great winner. Enjoyed, Willie.
I'm going to try and find my horse wherever he's gone. But anyhow, thanks very much.
Trio of champions, Alboom Photo himself, Paul Townend, the champion of Ireland, Willie Mullins, the champion trainer. Join a list of champions like Cottage Drake, Arkle, Lescargo and Best Mate as dual Cheltenham Cup heroes, and the punters were just going boom all round the grandstand. 130 favourite. Santini ran a cracker and tried his heart out, strained every sinew at 5-1, and Lost in Translation, a former festival winner, showed there's still big races in him at 10-1. But this was a Gold Cup for the punters.
Gold Cup, Ruby, you said in your analysis 5 out was crucial.
It was. He jumped, he spotted his stride on him going to the last ditch, and he set him alight, and he jumps up past Santini. He's in the 6th place in the yellow and black check colour. See Paul's body language, flies that, lands by Santini and Bristol de May, and now he's in control, AP.
Yeah, it got him in a tactically good position to come down the hill. As Ruby said, you know, Willie said that he didn't really tie with Paul down to instructions, and he said he'd let him do his own thing, and he got to him a little bit earlier than he wanted to, but I think it was a race-winning move, the fact that he jumped those 2 fences so well and got in that position near the front coming down the hill.
Yeah, and that was the beauty of riding for Willie Mullins, asking Paul Townend what he wanted to do. There was never any instructions. The decision was yours, it was up to you. He trained them, you rode them, and that's great faith when you have a trainer stand behind you like that.
Has he shown some amount of versatility, this horse? Because last year they went fast and he was able to last off a fast pace, and this year they didn't go fast and he was able to show speed.
Good horses can do it anyway, Francesca. It's usually a matter of not making mistakes on them.
And look at the enjoyment in Paul Townend's face. Amazing. You think about the beauty of riding for Willie Mullins. Like, you think when he was leaving here after Benny Deju got beat on Tuesday and how much has turned around on Friday afternoon.
And that's why you feel for Jamie Moore after what happened earlier today on Goshen. But tell us a little bit about Paul Townend, now a headline maker in his own right. What's he like as a guy?
Oh, he's a great fella. He came to Willie's when he was 15 or 16. Great worker, very dedicated, quiet fella.
It's an emotional one, this view, isn't it, Ruby? Because you two, I imagine, take a pause. So imagine you two, when you're the number 1, he's the number 2. I imagine you get extremely close. And I read in the build-up to this, you sat together on your own and just chatted. And he was asking you a load of questions, and I imagine you were passing on your experience.
It looks like he listened.
Lost his mum and
to lose your mum when you're 12.
Yeah, and look, she'd be looking down. I'm so proud of him in moments like this. This is the biggest moment in any jockey's career, but to win it to 2 years in a row and tell you, go out there with that pressure on him, riding a horse that was as well fancied as what Alboom Photo was, trying to do what only Best Mate and Lescargo had done in the last 50 years. You know, from trainer and jockey perspective, you know, great for both of them.
And the years he spent as number 2 to Ruby, now for him to be stepping into the limelight, and now he's won 2 Gold Cups in a row.
Yeah, and life is all about learning, and he learned from Paul Townend, learned from the best, and he'd be very lucky and very proud that he was able to learn what he did off him.
Hey guys, tell us a little bit about the Donnellys. We've got some lovely horses.
Former bookmaker, Joe Donnelly from Cork. Yeah, and they've invested Shishkin, and they have this guy and a few more, but I'm very proud of that man on top.
Go and give him a cheer. Go and give him a cheer, Ruby, because these are special moments. Moments you guys miss enormously. And for the Donnelly family, they've done it again. Alboom Photo, now amongst the greats that the guys have been talking about. For Willie Mullins, who waited for so long to reach his holy grail, he has done it again. And for Paul Townend, who for so long watched on as Ruby had the big winners in the sunshine here at Cheltenham. This is his day as well, on board the brilliant Magners Gold Cup winner, Al Boom Photo. Ruby's made me emotional now. I didn't know that story about
and
Paul.
See David Casey in there giving kissing Paul. I mean, it's not going to be a highlight of Paul's day by any means, but David Casey plays a huge part in Willie Mullins' yard. Ruby will tell you he's been there
keeps
long before
keeps the
Ruby
peace.
Yeah, keeps the
for
peace.
everyone.
Did you give him a roar there, Ruby?
Oh yeah, but it is a special occasion, and you know it's a big operations, Willie's, and it's great people working there. You see Paul Roach leading them up. Really, there's Harold Kirk who bought the horse, and there's Willie's wife Jackie, and that means a lot. I mean, to everyone, the work that's put in and the graft. There's Anna Paletti, Paul's girlfriend, and I'm sure his two sisters are here somewhere.
And for the winning trainer, Willie Mullins, it took him until the last race on the second day, on Wednesday, to get his first win, and now 7 winners for the week, including 4 from 4 today.
And as we said, 6 horses that finished second in the last number of years in the Gold Cup, and now he's won up with the same horse 2 years in a row. To get a horse back here, to get a horse to win 1 Gold Cup is an amazing feat, but to get him back off 1 run this year is a brilliant training performance.
So there'll be some crowns for more New Year's Day next year.
And there'll be some crowd at Lord Bagnall over the next couple of days. Alice.
Well, proud, gutted. What's the emotion?
Very proud. I think we were a bit worried after the King George that maybe something was wrong, but I think the race came too soon. We've had a soft pallet, wind up, no prep run. The yard's not been firing this week. You know, whilst all the horses look good at home, you never know till the gun's put to their head. And I think Lost in Translation is probably the first runner this week to really fire and do what we expected. So we're just delighted, frankly.
You wanted a horse to take you on a journey to the Gold Cup. You're here in the winner's enclosure, maybe not under first, but what about that?
Oh, just delighted, yeah. We're very lucky just to be here for the day. So, you know, if you told me we'd have had a Gold Cup placed horse, I'd have said you're having a laugh, right? We're 2 very average people surrounded by some decent people. So, yeah, we're doing very well.
How proud were you? Were you screaming?
Yeah.
I bet you were. Team, well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good on them, and I imagine the Kelvin Hugheses were screaming at Santini as well, who ran such a brave race for Nicky Henderson and Nico de Boinville. But it's this dream team who've done it again, and what a long way he has come. Remember, who ran out an album photo at Punchestown with all that controversy. He carried out the Gold Cup, and now he's going to be collecting it. And appropriately, he will win the Ruby Walsh Trophy as the champion jockey at Cheltenham. Album Photo has won the Gold Cup for Paul Townend.